I'm watching a lot of the people that are commenting on the real estate economy, are just selling a lot of hype. The intensity of talking about the housing industry, like, if you go into, like, TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and you just type in, real estate, market in 2026 or real estate economy 2026, man, you get some really, intense, videos where people are talking very excited about everything and very intense about the crash, and I think it's because it just helps get clicks and views. And I'm going to keep leaning into this because more often we need to be reminded than taught about new stuff. And we need to be reminded that what we're going into in 2026 is not what all the hype is saying. And again, it's not that we have a crystal ball. I can say, for specific ways that the market is going to be in 2026, but I can say we can look at data, we can look at history, we can also then use some of those projections to see what's going to happen in 2026 and come to a reasonable conclusion, that would be a more plausible outcome given the market versus what you see on Instagram and Facebook and all these other places. Right? It's so easy to just get out there in the airwaves and not have any responsibility for the words you say. If I was sitting here just trying to get clicks, just trying to gain subscribers, just trying to get the views, right? So I can beat some kind of algorithm. If that was the game I was actually trying to play here, then I wouldn't be saying the things I'm saying, to be honest, because what I'm saying is not going to do that. The headlines that I'm running is not going to get all those clicks. It's not going to hone in. It's not going to appeal to that emotion that people are looking for. But what I'm hopeful to do is find those that want to lean into finding the truth. And here's a quote that I actually found in my devotion this morning that I'm going to mention here because it is absolutely true. And the quote is this: put your feet in the right place before you stand. So, in other words, like, if I'm going to stand on something and I'm going to use my words to speak something as a fact or any kind of prediction, obviously I could still get some things wrong. But if I'm willing to stand and put my feet in a place, I need to make sure that that place I'm putting my feet in is the right place. And that right place needs to be based on truth that I can find in the information that I have. I can begin to kind of speculate, but if I'm going to come on here and talk, I want to make sure that I'm placing my feet in a very solid place that is right and truthful before I decide to stand upon that, right? So I'm not going to just take in whatever Facebook says, TikTok says, whatever, and just take it and say, wow, and I'm going to run with that so I can beat some kind of algorithm. My goal is to take information that I hear, apply logic, reason, and wisdom to it, and then see what the world is saying about it, then look at the data, and then come to a conclusion that I feel comfortable standing on. And so that's the game we're playing here. That's the mission of somebody that's wanting to seek the truth ultimately. And that's what I do when I read articles about the economy and where it might be heading. So that is very important for us to anchor ourselves in that I'm not going to stand on something that I can't find it's true and right. I'm going to make sure that before I say something, I have the evidence to say that. So anyway, there you go. That was my soapbox moment, but I do think that really does summarize what I'm ultimately trying to do here.